Welcome back to this teaching podcast. Today we're discussing home and school connections with our special guest appearance, Casey. You are someone who has experience in this field, so I'd like to talk about it.
Thank you. Yes, as it was stated, I have worked with children most of my life and have built some incredibly inclusive experiences with English learners and children with various cultural backgrounds.
Well, then let's get started and get to the discussion. I have some inquiries on that specifically. What are cultural influences on teaching and learning? And what is cultural competence and its role in the instruction of ELs? And honestly, how can ELs' cultural values and beliefs be integrated appropriately in the context of teaching and learning overall?
Cultural influences on teaching and learning are profound as they shape how students perceive, interpret, and engage with educational content. These influences include their language, communication styles, values, customs, and expectations about their education, all of which can vary significantly across cultures, as stated in Kumar P. 2023.
What is cultural competence? I mean, how does it possess its role in the instruction of ELs? And honestly, how can ELs' cultural values and beliefs be integrated appropriately in the context of teaching and learning? I mean, I'm sorry to reiterate myself, but
Yes. Cultural competence refers to the educator's ability to understand, respect, and effectively respond to the diverse cultural backgrounds of their students. In the instruction of English learners, or as we refer to them as ELs, cultural competence is crucial because it helps create an inclusive and supportive learning environment that acknowledges and values students' cultural identities. By doing so, educators can foster a sense of belonging and enhance their students' motivation and engagement. And furthermore, educators can collaborate with their families, the communities, to better understand the students' cultural context, which can inform then more personalized and effective instructional strategies. By embracing and integrating cultural diversity, educators not only support EL's academic successes, but can also then cultivate more culturally aware and empathetic classroom identities.
well, if everything is connected, then what is the role of culture in student learning? How do school and classroom environments then influence language acquisition?
Culture plays a pivotal role in students' learning, as it shapes the ways in which students perceive the world, process information, and then engage with that content. A culturally rich school and classroom environment can significantly influence language acquisition by providing students with meaningful context that connect new language skills to their personal experiences and cultural backgrounds.
Yes. What steps are necessary to create an entirely inclusive environment?
Well, to create a truly inclusive environment, educators must actively recognize and value the diverse cultural backgrounds of those students. This can be achieved by incorporating multicultural means, using cultural relevant examples, and fostering a classroom culture that respects and celebrates diversity. Culture plays a pivotal role in student learning as it shapes the ways in which students perceive the world, they process information, and then engage with that content. A culturally rich school and classroom environment can significantly influence language acquisition by providing students with those meaningful contexts that connects new language skills to their personal experiences and therefore cultural backgrounds.
So, what have you determined are some strategies for supporting and celebrating cultural diversity in your instruction? What are some strategies for leveraging home language and cultural assets?
hmm Well, strategies I have found for supporting and celebrating cultural diversity within instruction includes integrating diverse perspectives into the curriculum and therefore encouraging students to share their own cultural experiences and stories. Teachers can then design products and activities that allow students to explore and present their cultural heritage, thereby fostering a deeper understanding and appreciating amongst their classmates. Additionally, incorporating holidays, traditions, and literatures from their various cultures can then help broaden my students' worldviews. Educators should also engage with families and communities to gain insights into students' cultural backgrounds, which then can inform instruction and therefore help build a supportive learning environment.
Wow. Well, what are some strategies for responsiveness to the different strengths, needs, and identities of all of your EL students, including those with special needs? And what are some opportunities and approaches to meet the social emotional needs of ELs?
Well, being responsive to the diverse strengths, needs, and identities of English learners includes those with special needs, which requires a multifaceted approach. Differentiated instruction is key, where educators tailor their teaching methods and materials to accommodate varying levels of language proficiency and learning styles. Utilizing visual aids, bilingual resources, and technologies can also enhance comprehension and engagement. It's also important to collaborate with special education professionals to create the individualized education plans, or IEPs, that address specific needs. Building strong relationships with students' families and guardians and understanding their cultural backgrounds can then further enhance this personalized approach.
What opportunities have you taken and approaches you found that meet social and emotional needs of your EL?
What excuse me, to meet the social and emotional needs of ELs, creating the inclusive classroom environment is paramount. This includes fostering a sense of belonging and safety where all students feel valued and respected. Teachers can implement social emotional learning, or the SEL programs, that focus on skills such as empathy, resilience, and effective communication. Opportunities for cooperative learning, where students collaborate on projects, can also promote social interaction and then cultural exchange.
What is the importance of understanding the social, emotional, and cultural needs of students when establishing classroom routines and procedures? I'm sorry if I'm continuously repeating the question in multiple ways, but everything can be connected.
By understanding the social, emotional, and cultural needs of students, it's crucial when establishing classroom routines and procedures. This awareness helps educators create a respectful and supportive environment that acknowledges and celebrates diversity. By incorporating culturally responsive teaching practices, teachers then can assure their routines are inclusive and reflective to the students' backgrounds. This understanding helps the setting of realistic expectations, reducing cultural misunderstandings, and therefore enhancing student engagement.
How might family and community practices or the funds of knowledge influence language learning?
Well, I've found that family and community practices, often referred to as the funds of knowledge, play crucial roles in language learning by providing a rich and diverse set of experiences and resources that learners can draw upon. I found my research from Funds of Knowledge Alliance from 2023. Well, these practices embody culturally rooted knowledge and skills passed through generations, offering learners real life applications of language that enhance their understanding and fluency. By recognizing and valuing these funds of knowledge, educators then can create more inclusive and effective language learning environments.
So, what are some strategies to build and foster strong family, community, and school partnerships? And what are the effective family engagement practices that support and highlight the assets of home languages, including communication, family involvement, and providing intentional strategies for families of ELs? And then, what are some inclusive community engagement practices?
To build and foster strong family, community, and school partnerships, schools can employ strategies such as hosting regular community forums, creating family liaison positions to bridge communication gaps, and then therefore offering workshops that empower families to support their children's learning. Effective family engagement practices, including inviting families to share their cultural backgrounds and languages in the classroom, celebrating multilingualism through events like cultural fairs, and providing resources and training for families to assist English learners at home. Inclusive community engagement practices really involve creating spaces where all voices are heard and valued, such as an advisory council that includes diverse community members and language representations. Schools can also collaborate with local organizations to provide language classes and cultural events, thus strengthening connection between learners, home environments, and their educational experiences. By celebrating and leveraging the linguistic and cultural assets that the families bring, schools then can create a supportive ecosystem that enhances language learning for all students.
Thank you so much for coming out, Casey. We really appreciate this opportunity that we had to even discuss this with you. I apologize if I continuously ask questions over and over, but really, the readers, the listeners, the community, they want to know. Thank you again.